Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of September 29, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Air and missile strikes. Russian forces conducted extensive air and missile strikes damaging two fuel infrastructure facilities, a radio-technical reconnaissance center, and numerous enemy manpower concentrations across 136 areas. Air defense systems were effective in downing advanced munitions and UAVs, including a French-made aerial bomb and multiple Ukrainian drones.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast, where we bring you the latest updates from ongoing military operations. Today, we are joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer, who will provide a detailed update on the special military operation as of September 29, 2024. Colonel, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to share the latest developments from the front lines.
Colonel, let's start with the big picture. Can you give us an overview of what has transpired in the past 24 hours?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to make steady progress in the special military operation. Over the past 24 hours, we've seen decisive victories across several regions, with multiple Ukrainian brigades suffering significant personnel and equipment losses. Our forces have repelled numerous counterattacks while also improving our tactical positions in key areas.
That's a lot of ground covered. Let's break it down by regions. Starting with the North Group of Forces, what's the latest?
In the north, our forces have inflicted defeats on the 57th Motorized Infantry Brigade and the 113th Territorial Defense Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, specifically around the settlements of Volchansk and Lipsy in the Kharkiv region. We've eliminated up to 70 enemy servicemen and destroyed 4 vehicles. These operations are critical in maintaining our hold on these strategic areas.
And what about the West Group of Forces? We've heard that they've made some significant advances.
Yes, the West Group has had a very successful offensive. We liberated the settlement of Makiivka in the Luhansk People's Republic. In addition, we dealt heavy blows to Ukrainian forces in Kupiansk, Kharkiv, Grigorovka, and Torskoy, Donetsk. Ukrainian losses totaled 450 servicemen and several key artillery units, including a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery system and a range of howitzers from the US, UK, and other nations. We also destroyed 3 ammunition depots, further weakening their ability to sustain prolonged operations.
It sounds like those are significant achievements. Moving on to the Southern Group of Forces, what have they been focused on?
The Southern Group has been active in the areas of Konstantinovka and Seversk in the Donetsk People's Republic. We've successfully repelled 3 counterattacks by Ukrainian forces and inflicted substantial losses. Approximately 610 Ukrainian servicemen were neutralized, and we destroyed multiple artillery systems, including British-made 155mm FH-70 howitzers. 4 more ammunition depots were also destroyed in the process, further eroding Ukrainian logistical support.
Let's talk about the Center Group. How are things developing in that region?
The Center Group has made strategic advances, improving its tactical positions and defeating Ukrainian brigades in the areas of Alexandro-Kalinovo, Kurakovo, and Krasnoarmysk. Over the past 24 hours, we repelled 4 counterattacks and inflicted casualties of over 620 enemy servicemen, as well as destroying several military vehicles and artillery systems, including 152mm and 122mm howitzers.
And what about the East Group? I understand they've been active as well.
Yes, the East Group has been very effective. Our forces have inflicted losses on the Ukrainian 72nd Mechanized Brigade and the 21st National Guard Brigade around Dobrovolye and Velika Novosyolka in the Donetsk People's Republic. We successfully repelled a counterattack and eliminated up to 135 enemy servicemen. Additionally, we took out a French-made 155mm Caesar howitzer, which is a significant gain given its long-range capabilities.
The DNEPR military group has also been involved in key operations. Can you share their progress?
The Dnieper Group targeted formations of the 35th Marine Brigade, 123rd Territorial Defense Brigade, and 15th National Guard Brigade. These operations took place in the Zaporizhia and Mykolaiv regions. The Ukrainian forces lost up to 80 servicemen, along with a tank, an infantry fighting vehicle, and a German-made radar station from the Iris-T anti-aircraft missile system. We also successfully destroyed 3 more ammunition depots in the area.
It seems like air and missile strikes have been playing a big role. Can you tell us more about the operational tactical aviation and artillery actions?
Our operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery continue to be pivotal in the operation. In the last 24 hours alone, we have targeted and damaged 2 fuel infrastructure facilities, a radio-technical reconnaissance center, and concentrations of enemy forces and equipment in over 130 areas. Additionally, our air defense systems intercepted a French-made Hammer guided aerial bomb and 172 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles.
And what about the ongoing situation in the Kursk region? How are operations progressing there?
In the Kursk region, the North Group of forces continues to engage Ukrainian units that have attempted to penetrate Russian territory. Over the past 24 hours, we repelled 5 counterattacks and thwarted several other Ukrainian attempts to breach our defenses. Ukrainian forces in this area lost up to 60 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, and several other assets. Additionally, with the support of Army aviation and artillery, 6 attempts to break through the Russian border were repelled, further contributing to their losses.
It sounds like the Russian armed forces are maintaining momentum across multiple fronts. What's next for the operation?
Our focus remains on continuing offensive operations to degrade the Ukrainian military's capacity to resist while securing key strategic positions. The destruction of their logistical infrastructure and the ongoing elimination of their personnel and equipment will continue to be priorities in the coming days.
Thank you, Colonel. Lastly, are there any other notable incidents or localized skirmishes that have occurred recently?
Russian troops repelled 6 attempts by the Ukrainian armed forces to break through the border in the direction of Novi Put in the Kursk direction, and in Ugledar, some Ukrainian servicemen attempted to evacuate and leave the city, but were destroyed. The enemy's logistics have been disrupted, all supplies and roads are under fire from our units. The pincers close, the enemy has nowhere to run.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. It's important to keep people informed about the progress we are making. Israeli jets continue non-stop bombardment across Lebanon as Prime Minister says attacks could displace up to 1 million people. Lebanon declares 3 days of mourning for Hassan Nasrallah after the Hezbollah resistance leader was killed in an Israeli airstrike.